And we're back with GCF. Okay, so we finished example number 3 in the last video. Examples, the rest of the examples for GCF are going to go a little bit quicker than the first few. So this video will be a little bit shorter. So for example number 4, we have 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay. And they're asking what is the greatest common factor of the monomials shown above. So same question that we've been asked, but now we have 3 numbers, and fortunately 2 of these numbers are exactly the same. So all I'm doing is looking for the factors of 6 and 30. And guess what? Luckily for us, we already listed them. If we didn't have them listed, you would go back to your calculator, and we've done that process in the last video. If you missed that process in the last video, you could always go back to GCF's tutorial part 1. Okay, so for 6, we have all of our factors listed from example 1. Our factors are 1 and 6, which we just wrote down, and 2 and 3. So let's add 2 and 3. For 30, we have 1 and 30 already. We also need 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6. So I'm going to copy this down. And of course, you might already remember the answer to this from example 1, or you just might know it. So for our greatest common factor, as far as our numbers are concerned, so you go to the smaller number, which is 6, and you do your backwards U. So you start with 6, you see if there's a 6 under here, and there is. So your GCF for 6 and 30 is 6. All right, now you're going to take the variables that you have in common. So you have x's on all 3 terms and y's on all 3 terms. So I have x, the smallest exponent there is 4. And we have y's, and the smallest exponent there is also 4. So that's my GCF, is 6x to the 4, y to the 4. Simple as that. Let's go to our next example. Oh, this is small. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Okay, we're back to 2 terms. Example 5 without multiple choice. Example 6 with. You're on your test, on your quiz. It's on Study Island. It will be multiple choice. So that's kind of why I want to show you the test taking strategy with example number 6. So let's start with example 5. Though we have 78 and 30. We already listed the factors of 30. There they are. I'm just copying that down. 1 and 30, 2, 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. Sorry if there was a little pause there. Okay, now all of my factors for 78. Obviously we have 1 and 78. You're going to want to go back to your calculator. That's not our calculator. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to do 78 is this going to do this every time? It is. Hold on, let me pause you for a second. All right, I'm sorry. So 78 divided by 2. And we get 39. So 2 times 39, they're factors of 78. The number that comes after 2 is 3. So we're going to do 78 divided by 3. And we get 26. So 3 times 26. Let's try 4. So 78 divided by 4. And that gives us a decimal, so that doesn't work. We're going to do 78 divided by 5. I know it's not going to work either. Yep, it gives you a decimal. Oops. 78 divided by 6. That gives us 13. So 6 times 13. And then we're going to go to 78 divided by 7. I know that doesn't work, but there's your decimal. 78 divided by 8 doesn't work. If you know your times table, this is an easy task. Divided by 9 doesn't work, it gives you a decimal. 78 divided by 10, you know that that doesn't work. 78 doesn't end in a 0. 78 divided by 11, we should know that that doesn't work. And there's your decimal. 78 divided by 12. That gives you a decimal. And then 78 divided by 13, but we already have that listed. So they're my factors. So for GCF, I'm going to go to the smaller number, which is 30, and do my backwards U. Okay, so you start at 30. Is there a 30 here? Nope. 15. Is there a 15 over here? No. 10. No 10. 6. Oh, there it is. All right, so our GCF is 6. Now we're going to look up here. Let me zoom in here, make you see. Our variables, they both have an x. You're going to take the smallest exponent, which is 3. And they both have a y, and they're both y to the second, so that's your GCF. All right, and that's your GCF. Now let's look at example 6. Example 6, you have 52 and 20, and if you remember from our last video, the greatest common factor is as small as or smaller than the smallest number. So the smallest number given here is 20. So for our answers, it should be 20 or less. So 260 is bigger than 20, so it's not going to be A. 4 is smaller than 20, so it could be B. 260 bigger than 20. And 4, okay. So it's either going to be B or D. Let's look at our variables. They both have an x. The smallest exponent is just x, or to the 1, so just x. And they have a y to the 4, so that's what we're going to take. Z4, Z2, we'll take our Z2. And that matches our choice in D. So that's the quick way of doing it. You're looking for smallest number, smallest variables, which is why D works there, okay? And finally, our last example, this would be more of a question. It is going to be multiple choice on your test. There's going to be one like this, but this would be a great question for them to ask you. Sorry. For them to ask you on a keystone open-ended question. So the greatest common factor of x2k, y6, and x7, yk is x7, y4. What is the value of k? So we're going to make this very easy. We have two areas here where we have k's. The one that you're going to want to consider, oh, sorry. I don't know why that's not highlighting. The one that you're going to want to think about is, what the heck? There we go. I'm sorry. The one that you're going to want to think about is the one without the 2 in front of it. This just makes it look a little bit more confusing. So I'm going to focus where there's only a k and not a 2 in front of the k. When we're talking about greatest common factors, we take what they have, the variables that they have in common, to the smallest exponent that they have. So if I'm only considering my y's, because the x's have the x has the 2k, and I don't want to talk about the 2 again. So let's just look at our y's, okay? So we have y6 and yk. So k just means I don't know what the heck it is. And our GCF is y to the 4th power. Remember, for greatest common factor, you always take the smallest exponent. So if our GCF is y to the 4th power, I guess 4 was the smallest exponent. We have a 6 here and a k here. We don't know what k is, but we do. We know it's 4. Because if you're taking the smallest exponent for your greatest common factor, and it's telling us that the smallest exponent there is 4, well, there's your greatest common factor. There's your missing k. So k is equal to 4. So, like shorthand it, whatever, if you're given just 1k, you look at your GCF, this is your GCF. If this exponent is bigger than this exponent, then k is that number. Well, let's just see if it works out. So we have x to the 7, and over here we have x to the 2 times k. So if we're saying k is 4, what's 2 times 4? 2 times 4 is 8. And they're telling us that our GCF is x to the 7. Well, that makes sense because 7 is less than 8. Okay, so just look at where you have one of the k's. All right, so we're done with our greatest common factor. I'm going to do a different separate video for least common multiple.